Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about skincare, and at first I wanted to do a nighttime skincare routine, but I just felt like there were so many important steps for the morning that I'm actually going to go through my morning skincare routine and my nighttime. So I actually have this cute little caddy here with the products I'm going to be using. So I've got my daytime, my nighttime. A couple products cross over, but for the most part I have kind of a different routine. Let's just get into it. I'm going to keep it kind of short and simple for the morning for sure, because I'm actually like getting ready for my day. So I'm prepping my skin for makeup specifically and for a long day. So first we're going to drink some water. So you hear people talk a lot about drinking water for your skin, for your body. So one of the things that I try to remember to do is to actually drink some water while I'm doing my skincare, as a way to be like, okay, I'm taking in this water for my skin. Of course you should drink water all day long, but it's a nice way to kind of start your morning skincare routine, get your body awakened. You can also put like lemon juice in it if you want, but today I'm just drinking some chilled water. Our body's a little bit more hydrated, so now we're going to go in for our skin. For the daytime, I'm going to start with a simple cleanser. I actually have this in multiple sizes, but right now I think I went through the whole bottle maybe like a couple months ago. I was using this. It's the Youth to the People Kale Green Tea, Spinach, and Vitamins Cleanser. I know that's a little bit hard to see, but I do have a bigger size of this. I just figured I would go through the mini. It's a nice little small size. Since I'm sitting in front of a camera, I'm just going to dampen my face with some Evian spray. And I'm just going to use a little bit. I've got a little bit of cleanser on my fingers there. That's actually probably too much for this setting, but I'm just going to go in. And I should tell you guys what my skin is like. So I am a little bit more dry. I do get oily in the T-zone sometimes. And the summertime kind of brings on that process too. I feel like I do get oilier. But for the most part, I'm more on the dry side. I get occasional breakouts. And I'm concerned about discoloration of the skin. I'm concerned about signs of aging, of course. So I want to prevent those things from happening so I'm not struggling later on. So I've got that massaged in, and I need a little bit more water. I find that I do a really great nighttime skincare routine. So in the morning, typically my skin is looking and feeling really, really good. So what I like to do in the morning is just kind of like wake my skin up. This is just a simple way to cleanse. If you would like to exfoliate in the morning, you can. That's personal preference. I'm going to do my exfoliation today at night. This is a sulfate-free cleanser, so you're not going to see a lot of suds or anything. And I'm just gonna go ahead and rinse this off. I did one more little rinse just to make sure that there was no soapy residue. Nothing was visible, so now I'm just patting dry. That's another little quick tip, just patting the skin. That way you're not like sucking the moisture out with a washcloth. So you want to just like dab off the excess so that the skin retains its moisture. And that cleanser leaves my skin feeling really refreshed, but not really dried or stripped or anything like that. But next I'm gonna tone my skin. I have 2 new bottles of this and I love it. This is the Murad Resurgence Hydrating Toner. I love this one for a few reasons. One, it's gonna balance my pH. It also hydrates the skin, and I love the fact that it's in a spray. And a little tip too, you can actually use this to set your makeup. So if you're in a pinch, I actually really like it as a setting spray too, which is nice. But what I like to do if I'm in a hurry and I can't let it just dry in, I just like to pat it. For serum today, I'm going to use something from Caudalie. This is the Vine Active Glow Activating Anti-Wrinkle Serum. So this one kind of is the best of both worlds for my skin concern. It's going to brighten, it's going to help with any discoloration, but it also helps to treat fine lines and wrinkles. And the rest of whatever I have of my skincare goes on the back of my hands. Of course, I am doing the neck and down the décolleté too. So that's our serum. I love to treat my skin. If you skip the serum step, you're just kind of missing an opportunity to treat your concerns. But if you have beautiful skin and you don't have many major concerns, you don't really have to do a serum step. It's something that I like to do though, because I do want to prevent aging and I want to keep my skin looking as youthful as I can for as long as I can. So I'm doing that now. Around the eye, I'm going to use the Sunday Riley Autocorrect Brightening and Depuffing Eye Cream. I love this one, especially in the morning time when I'm looking a little bit more tired around the eyes, but it actually gives a really nice hydration. So I'm going on my ring fingers. I want you to see there, I've got a little bit. It's about the size of, it's less than a pea size. So rule of thumb, if you go with a cooked grain of rice, that will work. You don't need much because it's going to spread evenly, and that's really going a long way. I do kind of overuse it personally so that I can really coat this area where we have little signs of crow's feet that want to begin early, so I'm just treating that in the hopes that we can prevent that. I do like to go right alongside the nose and get that dark area. So for moisturizer, I'm going to use the Sunday Riley as well. This is the CEO Protect and Repair Moisturizer. So this is what she looks like. This one is a bit creamier. I find that for my dry skin, if I go with a moisturizer that's really lightweight or gel based, I just don't get enough hydration and I'll actually become oilier throughout the day, which is not what you want when you're wearing makeup. So I like to go ahead and really hydrate the skin. This for me prevents any of those issues from coming up. I just know that my skin is drier. If you're oily, obviously you might prefer something that's lighter weight. This one has a pretty creamy consistency, so just bear that in mind. What I do is a very thin layer, so you don't need much of this because again, it is pretty creamy. I made sure to just get all the contours of my face, try to go back, press it in the hairline where I typically get a little bit of darkness there. That's usually because I'm neglecting my sunscreen there, and that leads me into sunscreen. So right now I'm using the Coola Sport White Tea Moisturizer. This is their sunscreen. It is organic. I do also have a spray that I will show you in just a second and just tell you about, but I like to go in with a sunscreen, especially in the morning before I drive to work. I go through a lot of sun, so again, I'm really making sure that I get that hairline well, and then I'm doing the whole face. I like the sunscreen a lot because it doesn't feel heavy or greasy. It actually dries down to a pretty nice finish. It's not like completely matte or anything if you're looking for that, but Coola is really nice. They pay special attention to their ingredients and all of that. I prefer to go a little heavy-handed with sunscreen if I'm like on the fence. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of spread over my neck and décolleté. So my skin is really hydrated. I did go in thin layer, so I'm not so heavy with all my stuff, but I do like to give my skin a few minutes before I go in with any primers or makeup. So usually what I like to do is do my hair next, and then I'll go in with my makeup. So that's my daytime skincare routine. And then lately I've also been loving, if you prefer this step, I also have this Coola, it's a makeup setting spray. This one is SPF 30. I didn't even tell you guys. This one's SPF 50 that I used. And then the SPF 30 you can touch up throughout the day. So I like this for after a few hours when I know my sunscreen is not as perfect as it was in the beginning. I'll go back in with this, spritz, and kind of re-protect my skin. So that's a great way to make sure you're reapplying sunscreen. If you don't reapply, you are not getting it done because it will not be 100% effective later on. So just about 2 hours is how long you can count on this to work for you. And I know this was a little lengthy for a morning skincare routine, but that's it. And I'm gonna go about my day, and then I will be back tonight to remove my makeup and talk about nighttime skincare. So I'll see you in just a moment. All right guys, we are back. We're ready for nighttime skincare. So yeah, I just came home and put on like a comfy t-shirt and I'm good to go. So we're gonna start with the nighttime by of course removing the makeup. Now this to me is a really important step. Also, I have more water. I literally just refilled my bottle. Today I'm gonna go in with the Boscia Makeup Breakup Cool Cleansing Oil. This is one of the few makeup removers that I really love. My favorite makeup remover is the Lancome Meal and Mousse, but I went through that one. That is my favorite. I love it so much. It's got like honey, it warms, and it rinses away so clean. But this is one of the few that I think are really amazing. So I'm just going to pump some directly into the palm of my hand. I'm just going to massage this into my makeup completely dry. So if you are wearing a lot of makeup like me and you're not doing a makeup removal step, and your pores still get clogged, you're still having breakouts, you feel like your skin isn't really getting clean, this is a game changer in my opinion. So I am very serious about removing my makeup. So I put this literally everywhere. Now if you have very sensitive eyes, you may need to use an eye makeup remover before you go in with a full face makeup remover step. But for me, I do just fine. So I'm gonna use it everywhere. Okay, now we're looking a little bit better. There's still a tiny bit of liner in my lash line, but I did a lot of black liner today, waterproof and everything. So that's what you're left with. Now I'm going to cleanse my skin, and at night I like to use something a little bit more heavy duty because I've worn a lot of makeup for a long time. So I'm using the Glam Glow Super Cleanse. This one is amazing for pores. I told people at work and I didn't know how to describe it without sounding really gross, but I always have issues around my nose with my pores being clogged, and it seems like no matter what I do, I still have these little tiny blackheads, or the pores just don't look clear, they don't look perfectly clean. So we all have pores, they're gonna be there, but they looked clogged. So when I used this, and I used a whole entire bottle of, this is actually a pretty new one, I noticed that my pores were closing to the point of like literal, like the gunk in my pores would be like right on the surface where you could just like grab it. Like it literally did that. So over weeks of using it, it really cleared out my pores. So I love this one, and I feel like my pores did look pretty tight as well. So I just love this one. The amazing part about this one for me is that I am dry, and this does not make me extra dry, which is phenomenal, because most things, if they have charcoal, if they are oil control, pore cleansing, things like that, they can be really drying, but not this one. Now this time I'm going to be a little bit better, and I'm really going to go in with a tiny amount because you don't need a lot. When I'm in the shower, I love to let this sit for a little bit just in my T-zone, or like just in the nose area, and let it kind of do its magic. I feel like that helps a lot too, but a quick cleanse will do the trick. So let's add some more water. We're going to break out a new bottle of Evian. Whew. My skin feels so clean, but honest to goodness does not make me feel dry or tight, which is amazing. So I'm just going to quickly make sure, I'm going to do one more little rinse over to make sure I don't have any residue. And once again, I'm just patting dry. Alright, it is time to tone once again. Now I am going in with the same product, the Murad Hydrating Toner. Again, balancing my pH, rehydrating my skin after cleansing, and I'm just going to lightly pat and help that soak in really quick. Now I'm going to do a step that I don't always do, and these are the Peter Thomas Roth Max Complexion Correction Pads. These to me are a lifesaver. Right now I'm having some breakouts, and when I go through those breakout prone periods, I like to do this as kind of like my evening exfoliation step. It has glycolic and salicylic acid, so it will gently exfoliate the skin, but it also helps with breakouts, it helps with clogged pores, and you essentially just massage this over the skin. I like to kind of focus a little extra second in areas where I am breaking out and just lightly go over. So these will actually help with just your overall complexion as well. I know that when I use these, I feel like my tiny lines seem softer, my face feels smoother, it looks bright. Just so many things that this does for my skin, and they feel a little tingly, but I promise this works so well for my breakouts, and my pores look smaller too. So that's what I'm focusing on right now. I want it just clear, beautiful, glowing, radiant skin. For my nighttime serum, I'm going to use the Biosense Squalane and Phytoretinol Serum. This is what it looks like. This is a clean brand, so if you're interested in that, you can search like clean at Sephora and it will come up with several options. Biosense quickly became a favorite of mine. Everything has squalane, which is actually made from sugar cane if you're not familiar. Squalene was an ingredient that was animal based. It was actually a really cruel ingredient because they're just out there killing sharks left and right to get this squalene. But squalane is actually made from sugar cane, so it is natural and very hydrating. It kind of like mimics your skin's moisture. It just meshes very well with your skin, and in every single product they have squalane. So I'm really happy with this brand. Everything I tried has been great, and I also found too that the Sunday Riley A+ was a little bit too strong of a retinol for me right now because I am spending more time in the sun and I don't want to in turn get dark spots. And as much as I use sunscreen, I definitely will, because I get spots and burn really easily, so I'm trying to be careful of that. I still want to use something anti-aging, but I just want something a bit cleaner and a bit gentler. So that is my serum. The other product that's going to stay the same is the Sunday Riley Auto Correct. I'm just going to use this one again because, like I said, it gives me really good hydration and it does brighten the eye area. All right, now it's time to moisturize. So the first thing I'm going to go in with, yes, I have a few products. I have the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I actually have a small one of this. I would love to have the full size, but I already used up an entire one. It is that good, but this one I have been working on. This is a great moisturizer. It looks like it would be a bit thicker, but the texture to me does not feel heavy. It doesn't feel thick, but I am going to be layering multiple products, so I'm kind of spreading it thin over my fingers, and I'm first just going to kind of press, go over the neck, and then I'm just gently smoothing it on. And I like to just like feather my moisturizer up to where I put my eye cream so that I don't have any gaps there. Next, another product from Moods to the People. This is the Maki and Acai Prickly Pear Goji Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Oil. I love this oil. I would consider this one kind of like a medium weight. If you're ever in doubt and you want to layer products, you can go thin to thick. So you think like obviously an essence is thinner than a serum is thinner than a moisturizer, so on and so forth. Some oils are light. Some dry oils sink right into the skin, and I would put those on first. But this one has a little bit of viscosity to it, if you will. There's something there. So as you can see, it's running down my hand, but it is not like so quick that it just looks like water running off. It has a little substance to it. So I'm gonna pat. This one also smells just like this light little hint of sweetness that you can smell from the ingredients. It smells so nice. And I like to make sure I'm patting extra where I have like little smile lines, where I have expression lines. And there you go. You could definitely stop there. I am a little bit obsessive about my moisture at night, but the last thing that I'm going to do is really seal everything in. So what I'm going to use is the Clinique Moisture Surge 72-hour auto replenishing hydrator. So essentially it keeps your skin hydrated with a water-based hydration for 72 hours. Obviously I'm never going to leave it on for 72 hours, but the ingredients in it are supposed to like plump up the skin with hydration that lasts even after you wash it off. But the reason that I love this product, and there aren't many Clinique products that I swear by. I used to work for Clinique years ago, and while I have good products, I'm really picky, and I have found things that I like more over the years. But there's a few things of theirs that I really love. I love this, and I also love their Smart Serum. If you're ever curious, you want like a one and done serum, I do like that one. But this Moisture Surge is so good to me. So I consider this like the drink of water for my skin as that last step, and I feel like it seals everything in. And when I wake up after wearing all of this, I put my oil on, my moisturizer, and then put this on, I swear my skin looks so like plump. It just looks gorgeous. So I'm going to smooth this on top of it, and I like to do this kind of gently because I don't want to move everything else around. I just want this to be that top little layer. So here's my skin. I love that like natural shine to the skin when you get all your skincare on. Your skin looks super plump. I told you guys how much I love my X Lash, but I also love their X Lips. It's their EGF Intensive Care Lip Balm. This is amazing. It doesn't feel thick, but it feels like it really sinks into the lips, which I find is kind of rare for lip treatments. You could also do like a lip scrub before this if you wanted to, but this just gives really nice hydration so that my lips match my glowing face. Let me know what you think about my skincare routine. I really love it. I swear by it, and hopefully you guys learned some tips and some tricks. If you have like a specific skin type that you have questions about that I couldn't answer, I know that I'm not oily, I'm not like super acne prone, so if there are things that you just can't quite relate to but you have questions, let me know and I'll do my best to answer them and get back to you guys. So let me know what you think and leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. I have a giveaway coming as soon as I hit 12,000, which is right around the corner, and it's gonna be a good one, so I hope you guys will stick around for that, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. We've got one more quick thing to take care of, and that is our dad joke. I used to work in a shoe recycling shop. It was soul destroying. I love you guys. Bye.